Greetings, greetings, family, near and far. Woo! Far and wide, on planet, off planet, in the planet. You don't know how it goes. But if your nation's agreeable, step forward. Disagreeable, step back, because you know what I'm saying? Right about now, we don't have no more time for that. Come in, my youth.
Sir. And yeah, we're back with Ladycrowne, and we don't stay down, we stay up, and we don't chat pop, because it's real talk. Episode 105. 1 plus 0 equals 1. 1 plus 5 equals 6. The number that's linked to balance. So you can tan up straight. A lot of people can't relate. For every light day, there's a dark night. And I'm definitely going down that dark night of the soul in order to achieve my goals. Because I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of people, they run away from... Let me stop right there. Greetings to you all. You get me? Tap into that freestyle out there. And yeah, what you got to say to the people, them? Ladycrowne.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Yeah, we're at the our usual spot at the allotment. It's not the usual spot. We've moved around a
angle
bit.
For Una out there.
Yeah. T's
shouts out older mass T out
finishing
there.
off the summer house. He's putting down some lino in the front bit of the veranda part, which is like STS's
training ground.
It's his training ground.
Training ground right
We're
now.
banished from there, so that's what he's doing today, finishing it off. So we said, okay, no, we'll move the table and with the sake of a different angle. So yes, we are at the allotment, but we're just in a different position. But before we go on, I'm just going to show you some of our produce that we've been eating. I think I showed you the cabbages, didn't I? I think. Here we go. This is a ronde courgette. Yeah, lots of people mistake a round courgette. People say, oh, it looks like a pumpkin, because it does, you know what I mean, if you don't know. But these are round courgettes.
Heavy duty film.
Absolutely beautiful. I just use these to make soup. Seriously, I just make soup with them because they can get quite soft. And then we have here, let me get this. This
baby.
There we go. Look at that. Beautiful marrow. And I do the same thing. There's people that will hollow this out and bake stuff and fill it, and I just kind of like making soup with these because they're just so quick and easy to do. 10-15 minutes you're drinking soup. And of course I pack it with sea moss. It's got loads of sea moss in it. That's what I used to literally thicken it, you know what I mean? Bit of vegetable stock, sea moss, seasonings, you're good to go. So yeah, thought I'd just show you some of the produce that we've been getting from the allotment, and we've got a lot more coming up. Pumpkins, winter squash, tomatoes,
40 plus different varieties of veggies up here.
Lots, absolutely loads. And stuff.
Shout out to CK out there, shout out to Captain Kirby out there. Can't forget about Captain Kirby.
They
put a lot of work on this allotment.
A lot of effort.
A lot of effort, trust me.
Hours and hours.
On end.
You can't put value on that. It's a labour of love. And at the end of the day, when it's something that you're going to be consuming, then that's what it should be, shouldn't it? Because we all know what they're trying to give you at the moment.
No, but I said to you yesterday, a great payment is what you get, what you're reaping, shall I say, off this allotment when you work up here. A great payment is the vegetables, is what you're getting from the land. You know what I mean? Because as you know, we're in a world that's GMO'd off. You get me? It's not no joke out here. Trust me.
And the rest. Well, you know, the good old saying is that you reap what you sow. Simple as that. Life. You sow good seeds. You water them with love and affection and all the rest of it. Tell them how wonderful they're doing and how beautiful they are. They love it and they'll grow even more. You just dash seeds in the ground and don't water.
With that negative energy, fam. You know what, yeah? Remember, I forgot his name. I'm not going to say his name. Remember that Japanese scientist who won the Nobel, is it Peace?
Yeah.
Prize? Yeah. That study that you done with water.
Yes.
When you talk to water with hatred, fam, it makes the water bad. And when you talk to the water with love, it makes the water crystallize. So imagine what's going on within you when you have that negative self-talk. We're made up of what, 70% plus water?
Yeah.
This is what I'm trying to say, fam. We have a big effect on each other and matter outside of us.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Your energy changes the frequency around you. This is why I say it's so big for people to work on their energy, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's your core essence. You get me? So this is why I love saying keep raising your energy, keep on loving yourself wholeheartedly. Because we're in a world where self-hatred is rampant, fam. You know what I mean? And it's accepted a lot of the times in this system, fam. This systematic programming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going against ourselves. No, you got to go for yourself and others, baby. Be a flip. in most people's lives, because people need it, man. You know, we're in a world that's so negative. A lot of it's so negative, and we're just here to bring a positive vibration to y'all. You know, I'm going on like I'm American now. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But it's true.
It's true, though,
that's
man.
just part of the conditioning and the programming
fam.
that we've just gotten so used to that we'll speak things out of our mouths without even thinking.
Watch it, fam. Yo, fam. You know them ones here, fam.
I think
You get me, fam.
One of the buzz businesses has been
These love me, you know. And shout out to Queen Michelle out there with the bee pods. Don't know whether we're gonna put them out now, fam. They're gonna be wrapping man up, fam. You know what I mean?
Well, these people have their way. We won't have any bees, and without pollination, we've got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So there's a massive ecosystem that they want to destroy, and they have been doing that for the last how many?
Amazon rainforest. You get me?
You name it.
You name it, fam.
Yeah. You know, we've just kind of like gone along to get along because we can get lovely cheap furniture from IKEA. You know, when you're actually an accomplice to your own enslavement and your demise, you know what I mean? You have to acknowledge it, because by doing so, you can then stop the rot and go, you know something, I'm not going to do that anymore. But, you know, a lot of the way they actually get to us and get into your heads and into your minds is through the advertising. It's those adverts that they strategically place at whatever time and whatever target audience. I mean, these people are very, very cunning. And before you know it, you're doing things and buying things that you had no intentions of buying, because what? It's pushed at you. It's pushed at you. You know, like that infamous piece of equipment that lots of people had in their homes up to, 10, 20 years ago, when they came up with the microwave. Tell me, you know somebody that never had one at all. That if you know someone who never had one at all, then obviously they knew straight up that thing was toxic, poison. You know what I'm saying? It was literally denaturing your food. But it was quick and easy, and then they made them lovely microwave meals. I mean, like they're going to do anything for your betterment, you know? And so when you see these things over and over, and everybody's getting one, that's what happens, you know, that sheep mentality. We just go, what you got?
Monkey do.
Yeah, and that's how they've been treating us for the longest time. But you know, there is a mass awakening taking place. Trust me, on this planet, there's a massive split, east, west, BRICS nation. I think it's 41 countries now, you know, that are forming the BRICS. That is a massive split. That's like 60% of the world's population and 40 on the other side. So they're going to be, you know, meeting on the 22nd of August. They'll be looking at backing the currency with gold, whether that's just for international trade amongst themselves, I don't know, but they've got to back it with something that's tangible. You can no longer have a piece of paper that one country has the ability to print up at random or at will, lend it to you, and then charge you interest on that money that they printed out of thin air. Can you imagine that? You can hear those chickens. I think they're going a bit crazy this morning.
Food, you know?
Oh my goodness, they're terrible. But that's the system that we have in place. That's why you've got so many countries, especially in the third world, as they like to call it. And we know it's the first one, yeah? Ethiopia and all those places, you know, where they want to literally impoverish the country. And then they come along with a problem reaction solution, because now we're going to do what? We're going to collect money. They're going to put some little, you know, child on the television in front of your face with an extended stomach, you know what I mean, because it's full of air, because it's got no food. And then you go, oh, let me put some money in. What is it? Red Cross, whatever organisation, foundation is set up to even rip more money off you, because you can have a CEO for that company. But it's all done by design. They do these things to take control of people's lands, of people's resources. Right now, you know, the old colonialism of France and Germany and England owning, you know, they're having their feet well and truly underneath the table. And a lot of these African countries are coming to an end. They're now saying, we're not doing that anymore. We're not taking our valuable resources. You're not taking it anymore and not rewarding us for it in something that's tangible that we can actually use, so we can better our countries. There's still no people anywhere in the world that are, you know, without a roof over their head and starving, especially on the continent of Africa, where you find everything that you could possibly imagine and more beyond, vibranium and all of them things there. You know what I'm saying? It's there, you know? So who's not on board with it will just get left behind, because we have to take back what rightfully belongs to us, and there has to be a redistribution of the wealth. The Creator seeded us all on this planet for every man, woman, boy and girl to excel and exceed in life. You know, Muammar Gaddafi, who they brutally murdered, because that's what they did. I mean, Oh, there's a puddy cat.
What?
Oh, what are you doing to me? Don't go and crap in my tomato bed. Come on. Better not, you know. That's it. Come on out.
The cat down the road.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
the cat down the road.
The cat down the road's come to greet man, fam. So
I think that's why the chickens are making so much noise, because there's a cat around. They're probably eyeing them up, thinking, "Yeah, I'll have you." Yeah. So what was I saying? Went out mid now.
I can't remember. Gaddafi.
Yeah, Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah.
Because what he did for his people. I mean, this you know, when couples came together and got married, they got 60,000 dinar, whatever it was their currency was. You know, they were literally given money to put a deposit down on their first house. And guess what? No debt. Whatever you borrowed is what you paid back. They didn't then add interest on. And then, of course, on top of that, how dare the man want to unite the African countries with a gold-backed currency? How dare he? Well, you know what happened, don't you? They went in there and they destroyed that country. Libya is an absolute bloody wreck. And lots of people lost their lives, were murdered, because you cannot challenge the West and their hegemony, which is their control over everything and everybody. Well, that's coming to an end. It already is. I mean, we're in the throes of it now. We're in the death throes of it now. Banks collapsing like crazy in America. I think you go on the FDIC website, it'll show you how many that have been gobbled up. But eventually, the FDIC will not be able to pay out depositors. So they've got something like just less than 2% of the funds that they hold in FDIC to pay out everybody in every bank. And so less than 2% means, oh, right, once you paid out that 2%, what about the other 98 whatever percent of people that need their money? They're not going to get it. So when the contagion starts, and it already is, and that domino theory starts to kick in, one after the other, and what you'll find is that it'll pick up pace, and that's exactly what's happening now. But don't look here, nothing to see here. Everything's wonderful. Life couldn't be better. Jobs are brilliant. You know what I mean? We've got so much going off in the economy. It's tanking. It's tanking, and it's over. But I guess what? I guess we're going to have to go through these things, aren't we? And those of us that are here and prepared for it, we'll stand some chance of surviving, because it's not just, you know, I mentioned America, but you know, they're all intertwined. They're all in it together. It's an incestuous relationship that these countries have formed. So when one goes down, trust me, if one bank goes down, it affects every other bank in the world. Literally, you know, that's what happens. Come on, my youth.
Let's get back to balance.
Let's get back.
Mother Nature, you know, that's what number 6 is linked to as well, balance, you know. And, you know, Ladycrowne showing you the vegetables that are growing, being in Mother Nature is a great thing. And a lot of people need to get back in contact, because without it, we're going to not be in our natural state. There's a reason why the animals are healthy for most of their lives until they transition, because they're always grounded, you know. That's what number 6 is linked to as well, grounding yourself on Mother Nature, getting back in touch with those negative ions that release those positive ions out your chemistry. So your energy system actually provides Mother Nature great energy to actually grow plants. Imagine that. People don't realize this. So Mother Nature is the greatest alchemist. It takes your negative energy and transforms it into plants, and boost you up with positive energy to restore your system.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Imagine that. So, and a great benefit with grounding is your sleep patterns. It improves your sleep tremendously. Also decreases inflammation, decreases pain. You know, so many benefits. Yeah, and the animals, this is why the animals are so consistent, you know.
Oh yeah.
They're my ground all
the
24/7. Most people don't even get 10 minutes. They don't even get 10 minutes grounding. So imagine what's happening to their system being on the concrete jungle all day. It's mad.
Don't worry about it. Listen, you can get some £4,000 shoes to put on your feet. Oh, don't you
the
look
materialism has really conditioned a lot of our minds. You know what I mean? So we're more focused on Nike, Gucci, whatever, you know, LV, than our actual foot bottom. Imagine that. Think about it. The condition of our foot bottom. Think about it. We're more concerned about something that a man made than our actual foot bottom. This is the conditioning that we got. I was there, you get me? So I'm not gonna.
We're all there.
You know what I mean? I'm not judging. I'm just saying that it's time to wake up now. It's time to have this awareness that we need to get back in touch with our natural state. There's a reason why our ancestors were way ahead of us.
Yeah,
trust me.
Absolutely, because they were really connected to Mother Nature.
Their spiritual senses were more activated.
Oh yeah, there would be.
Ours has been beaten out of us. beaten out of us to the point where we're just so physical in this 3D realm.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we weren't always like this.
Oh,
Trust
no,
me. Look
no.
at the pyramids, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus. I mean, 2.3 million blocks, granite blocks. Wow.
I know.
Positioned in perfect position.
Yeah.
To make a pyramid.
Precise. Just like this beautiful here.
Yeah.
Beautiful pyramid
No
here.
pun intended.
No pun intended. Nuptar Raytech. Check him out on TikTok. I said, check him out on TikTok. Absolutely beautiful. You know what I mean? These things will dissipate chemtrails. You know what I mean? Because when we've been up here with this pyramid,
no chemtrails.
No chemtrail up here. People are
good energy.
Trust me, it dissipates them. These are sentient. You know. Well, I'll tell you.
And the chickens, they're not playing.
No. I think they might be just laying a couple of eggs, which would be nice. You know, we've got massive tornado. Was it typhoon actually in China? Not even talking about it too much. Beijing, a lot of provinces underwater. When I say underwater, I mean literally a river, cars floating. It's like they've had in 2 days they've had the equivalent to 2 months of rainfall in 2 days.
Wow.
You imagine that? You know, and I don't know if anybody's seen anything on the so-called news, but if you know about it, but it's not good. It really isn't. You know, these are people's crops that have been wiped out, especially those living in the rural areas that live off their land. That's it. Their crops are gone, completely underwater. And then you have, you know, obviously the issues with sanitation and all of those things. I think anybody, you know, over here thinking, oh, that's just happening over there. There's nothing to see here. Trust me, it's already started. What we have is we have a different kind of typhoon. You know, you've got debt. How about that one? People are drowning in debt. These people are literally drowning in water, and over here in the West, people are drowning in debt because they can't afford to make their car payments, their death pledge payments, to pay bills, to buy food. They're literally drowning in debt. So we're not going to escape it, and I think there's a lot more to come before we get through the eye of the storm, because we can't have a system whereby, you know, a few at the top actually have a wonderful life and actually live off you. They're parasitical, and you know, when you've got parasites, you've got inside of the body, because let's face it, most people, parasites are inside the body. You know, they don't treat you for parasites. You'll get treated for arthritis, for diabetes, for high blood. They'll give you all kind of concoctions for those, but nobody will ever talk to you about a parasite cleanse. And it's essential to do the cleansing, to clean the body at a cellular level, because the majority of people out there, if not all people, have got parasites.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's 95%.
Okay.
Mad.
That's a lot. And these parasites can cause all kind of illness and dis-ease. Yeah? D-I-S hyphen E-S-E. E-A-S-E. Dis-ease. So you have to do something to bring the body back into ease. And if you go down the route of the big pharmakia, then you know what's going to happen, don't you? Because we've spoken about that on numerous occasions. So it's time for us to really take back control of our lives, of our bodies, of our sons and daughters, of our future, of the world that we were born in. If we don't do that now, I don't know
when we're going to do it.
Exactly, because you're going to be, you know, you got that bull ring in your nose, you're going to be led around, and these people are mean you no good whatsoever. They've already showed you. They've already showed UNO, you know what I mean? Safe and effective. Very effective. Because we live at church, I got a funeral. So very effective. To the point where they'll even tell you that your boys and girls need this, because they also need to be protected. Come on folks, it's time. It really is. And there's an avalanche of information coming out, and of people, men and women, standing up and speaking their truth. We told you about this throat chakra. It's there for a reason. Trust me. For you to use it. The universe will look on you with blessings and abundance and be very grateful for you for standing up and doing what you needed to do. Those who bury their head in the sand and, so-and-so saying it, so I won't say anything. Nah.
The universe blesses those that help themselves.
Yeah.
You see? Because it's a transfer of energy. Mm-hmm. So if you do the opposite, you get the opposite.
100%. 100%. So those 600 and odd MPs that are staying stum, saying nothing, and Andrew Bridgen, trust me, I mean, what can I say? We can see, can't we? who's going to come out on the side of the righteous, who's on the side of the righteous, because regardless of what all his other fellow MPs are doing and saying, he's speaking his truth, and not just the truth, he's actually showing you the facts. Their own, yeah, they're all over the place. The facts that come from the Office of National Statistics, their own figures. Do you know what I'm saying? The agenda that they're now pushing, which is directly coming from the WHO and the World Economic Forum, in terms of the slackness, because there's nothing else to call it, slackness that they want you to teachers to teach your boys and girls in school. We warned Uno when they did the lockdown and then said school lock off. We said, no, send them back. This is your opportunity. That was the universe, believe it or not. Those who saw it, it's like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Uno did do something. You managed to do what you did, carry on working, work from home, and your boys and girls were out of that education camp and they were doing fine. And yet still, after being given the opportunity to keep them out, what did you run and do? Oh yeah, I can't wait to get back. Oh, getting on my nerves, getting back in there. Now they're teaching them all kind of slackness in books. You know what I'm saying? It's slackness. It's nothing short of grooming and pedophilia, because you have to realize that these are the people that run the world. The things that they like to do to little boys and girls will sicken your stomach. And yet still, every day when they get up, you're going to march them off into some education camp. And once they've gone inside and that gate's locked, you can't get access to them. So you don't know what they've been taught. You don't know who's doing what. For the life of me, I still can't get my head around it. How people could still get up and do that, knowing full well what's happening in those schools. Or don't people know? Don't they know that your children are being groomed in these schools? Eh? Come in, my room.
Yeah, I just end it on this, you know. Just remember that we're in an illusion world, innit? And it's your choice to live in a real world, you know? Because trust me, reality is not what it seems. Reality is within your head first. So as long as you keep working on your headset, trust me, you'll be able to navigate your vessel much better in this matrix. You get me? That causes many tricks. Remember that you've got the power in this present moment. Stay focused on what best serves you, you know? Keep on loving yourself wholeheartedly. And that's all I really got to say, you know? Ready to transition from, you know? What are you saying?
Yeah. Keep on keeping it real, you know. Trust this is real talk for a reason, because we come on here and we talk real, you know what I'm saying. And some things that we might talk about, people might find it uncomfortable. Guess what? We don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Yo, fam, man can't control how you feel.
Exactly.
You have to take responsibility of that.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Oh, don't want to hear that. Yo, switch off, turn over, unsubscribe. Do what you got to do, because at the end of the day, it's that important. It's imperative for us to take action today. You have to let these demonic forces know that you do not consent to anything that they want to put on you or your sons and daughters. And I mean anything. You have to let them know. You have to be vocal. You have to use that voice, and you have to use what's mightier than the sword, which is your pen. You know what I'm saying? You send these letters out to them, and you let them know that you no longer consent to be governed by corrupt, criminal government. You have to do that, and trust me, you'll feel so much better. And like STS says, you'll feel so good, real good, because it's all about the feeling, baby. Ooh yeah.
Trust me.
And I'll end on that note.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's a flip, no rehearsal, no script, no acting going on, and yeah, keep working on your mind, body, and soul in order to achieve your goals. Because we're there, you're with you
spiritually.
You don't know, bro and sis. Stay blessed. Ladycrowne and STS over and out. Peace and blessings.
Peace, my people.
Peace.
Have a beautiful, strong day.